You meet someone new, and within days, they start to feel important. Not just interesting, not just enjoyable. Important, like losing them would actually hurt. And you don't fully understand why it happens so fast. At first, it feels harmless. You talk a little more. You check your phone a little more. You start thinking about them, even when nothing is happening. And slowly, something shifts. Your mood begins to depend on them. A reply makes your day. A delay creates a quiet anxiety you can't explain. You start replaying conversations, wondering what they meant, what they felt, what this is. And without realizing it, you've already given them a role in your life they never consciously accepted. That's when it becomes confusing, because on the outside, it's still early. But inside, it feels like something deeper is already at stake. You tell yourself to slow down, but your mind doesn't listen. This doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're desperate or emotionally unstable. It means your brain has learned to attach meaning to connection very quickly, because at some point in your life, connection wasn't just nice to have. It was important to your sense of self. So now, when someone shows attention, warmth, or understanding, your mind doesn't treat it casually. It treats it like something valuable, something to hold on to, something you shouldn't lose. This isn't a flaw. It's an adaptation. But adaptations, to understand this, you have to look at how your brain processes connection. There's a system in your mind called the reward system. It runs heavily on a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine isn't just about pleasure. It's about anticipation. The maybe. The what if. The possibility of something meaningful happening. When someone new enters your life and gives you attention, your brain starts predicting emotional reward. And here's the important part. The less predictable they are, the stronger the dopamine response becomes. This is called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same mechanism that makes people addicted to slot machines. You don't know when the reward is coming, so your brain keeps checking, keeps hoping, keeps attaching. But there's something deeper underneath this. Attachment isn't just chemical. It's identity-based. Your brain is constantly asking, does this person make me feel more like someone I want to be? If the answer is yes, even subtly, the attachment accelerates. Because now you're not just connecting to them. You're connecting to. So how do you slow this down without shutting yourself off? Not by forcing distance, but by changing how your brain processes connection. 1. Separate the person from the feeling. What to do? When you feel strongly attached, pause and ask, is this about them or how I feel around them? Why it works? This activates your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for reflection and regulation, reducing automatic emotional reactions. Example, instead of thinking, I really like them, you notice, I feel calm and understood when I talk to them. That small shift creates space. 2. Slow down the dopamine loop. What to do? Reduce constant checking, messages, profiles, last seen. Why it works? Every check reinforces the dopamine anticipation cycle, making attachment stronger. Breaking the loop lowers emotional intensity over time. Example, you set specific times to check your phone instead of reacting instantly. The urgency fades slowly. 3. Anchor your identity outside the connection. What to do? Actively engage in activities that reinforce your sense of self. Work, hobbies, routines. Why it works. This strengthens self-concept stability, so your identity doesn't become dependent on one person. Example, instead of waiting for their message to feel okay, you go for a walk, finish a task, or meet someone else. You remind your brain, I exist fully, even without them. 4. Delay emotional conclusions. What to do? When your mind starts labeling the connection, this is special, this is different, pause. Why it works. Your brain uses predictive processing. It fills gaps quickly to reduce uncertainty. Delaying conclusions prevents false emotional certainty. Example, instead of deciding, this could be something serious, you tell yourself, I don't know yet. That uncertainty is uncomfortable, but it's honest. 5. Notice the pattern, not just the person. What to do? Ask yourself, have I felt this way this quickly? At the center of all this is a simple idea. Your mind isn't attaching to people. It's attaching to meaning. Meaning about who you are, who you could be, and what it feels like to be seen. So when attachment feels fast, it's not because the connection is deep. It's because the meaning is immediate. And once you understand that, you stop trying to control the feeling. You don't need to become distant. You don't need to stop caring. You just need to see clearly what your mind is doing. Because when you see it, the intensity softens. Not all at once, but enough. Enough to choose your pace. Enough to stay grounded in yourself. And maybe the goal isn't to stop feeling deeply. Maybe it's to feel deeply, without losing yourself in the process.